All right, guys, this is another episode with the Wright Flow Show. This is your host, Armand Wright, and I'm with Eric Jimenez. I hope I pronounced that right.
Yeah, all good.
Awesome brother here. He's a coach and mentor out on the West Coast, but he serves the whole United States. And we gonna get into it. It's another episode of the Wright Flow Show. So, Eric, man, tell the people a little bit about yourself. You know, how did you get started in real estate?
Out of probably being frustrated, brother. Frustration of having a regular gig, working 80 to 90 hours at a corporate gig on a 48, 49 hour salary. You know what salary is, right?
Absolutely. I've been there.
Man. Like, here's your check. If you work 60 hours, 70 hours, 80 hours, okay, it doesn't matter. You get paid for 48, 49, that's it. So then your dollars are like working for pennies on the dollar. So they take advantage of that. Obviously, because you signed up for it, my goal is to move up the corporate ladder, become a regional, right? Get my 200,000 K or 250, picket fence, family, and all that good stuff, and then live a happy life, knowing that, hey, I got 3 kids and a wife, man. That's going to get sucked up very quickly. Going to get frustrated again. Then I'm going to be going back and circling back to what? My passion, or one of my passions, which is real estate.
Yes, sir.
So I just had to make a decision, man. I wasn't seeing my kids. They're little, man. They're young. I go, well, that's why I'm busting my butt here, right? So I might throw a F-bomb or an S-bomb around here sometimes, man.
Oh, you're fine, man.
Leave it out if you need to, man.
You're fine.
But they're so young. I was like, this is why I'm busting my butt, right? To do what? Sorry about that. Busting my butt to do what? To spend time with my kids and my family.
Yes.
But you can't do that because my wife is going to Disneyland, or they're going to happy birthday and all this good stuff. And I get to see pictures and don't get to attend that stuff because I'm at work. So it's just being frustrated, man. Frustrated. Getting sick and tired of being sick and tired. And then going time's passing. What am I going to do? Do I go for it? And that's when I kind of started looking back into real estate. Because when I got started, back in 2003, I was still doing that full-time gig thing. And I go, since I'm working 80 or 90, why can't I just find another management job, working 40, 45 hours, and then spend the remainder of my 40, 45 hours doing real estate?
Right.
But I needed, before I did that, I have a family, right? So if it was just me, I would have said, let's do it. I can live off top ramen and all kinds of stuff and make it work, right? Right. But, even with the family, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. At the same token, you got a small budget, you work it. And I had to make a decision. Well, is this real? Can people really buy? Because they came from the last cycle. Can people really buy properties for $10? Can you really buy a property and control it and resell it and do all this stuff, or buy, fix, and flip it for $100? I said, that's got to be all BS, right? Right. And I figured, watching all those infomercials late at night and stuff and going, okay, that's what people were telling me. Oh, you're going to be a real estate guru, or, what do you call it? A real estate mogul. Own all kinds of real estate, and this and that. You've been watching too many late night infomercials, Eric, right? That's what you're talking about. You just put your head down, you grind, you study, and you see if it's being done. If it's real, I said, I'm doing this. That was my thing. I made a commitment. Once I found out that it was real, I said, it is real. I go, okay, this is real. They're doing this. Okay. And I see where the numbers are coming from. I started doing a little bit of real estate, took some real estate classes to get my real estate license. Not something I wanted to do, but that was the boss, my wife, right? Go get your license so you can bring me deals, because she was doing mortgage. So I said, okay. And but I knew in the back of my head, not telling anybody or even her, I'm gonna be a real estate investor, right? Right. I like that language, right? Find me an ugly house and I'll pay you, or that type of stuff. We're direct to the seller. So in a nutshell, Armand, that's what I did, man. I got frustrated. Once I figured out that it was real, then I made the commitment. That was the most important thing that I tell everybody. Make that commitment. That's the difference between everything. Yeah. I made that commitment. I said it to the world. I announced it to the world, my family and everybody. And then I didn't say anything again. And then, of course, let the ridicules come in. Hey, there's a house over there. It's all burnt down, of course. They're being smart asses, right? Why don't you go buy that house and that house or this and that, And you just put your head down, you grind. Don't listen to the BS, PMA, positive mental attitude, think and grow rich. Yes. Keep it in your mind. Eliminate all the negative from your life. Trust me, I've saved up a lot, including family members and friends over the years, man. Right. And it has nothing to do with ego, has nothing to do with any of that. It's just, sometimes you got to cut off the virus. You got to chop it down. You got to get rid of it, man. Right. So that's basically what I did. I got the bug. And once I got that bug, I started getting obsessed. I'm not going to say it was easy. I'll tell people, right? Sometimes to a fault, just honest, really honest and straightforward, that it's a pain in the butt. There's ups and downs. Man, I'm getting ready to give up. God, what's up? Is this for me? you know, should I not do this? Should I be doing something else? Second guessing yourself.
Right.
Then you got to fuel your mind again, right? With PMA,
Yes.
and just keep it going because no one's going to do it. Oh, keep going, Eric. Keep going, man. You got
right.
No, very, very rare. Those are God's votes of opportunities, or God coming and speaking to someone else and saying, keep on rock, keep on doing what you're doing, Eric. You're going to get there soon. You're going to get there. And I'm like,
right.
Shit. They're like, you know, it was a real estate agent. Steve Kuhn told me that, right? And he wasn't even, you know, related to me. I was getting that from a stranger opposed to my loving family, right?
Right.
Relatives, man.
Right.
But once I did that, I just kept rocking and rolling, learning the business, bird dog. Then we started, you know, taking contracts and start building out a system because I didn't want to knock on doors or make phone calls and cold call. So I go, wow, I built one website, then I built another website, one for sellers, one for buyers, started populating the one with buyers or, you know, with inventory.
Nice.
And just kept moving forward. And then it started morphing and changing and morphing. Every time I put something down, I pray on it.
Yes.
And if it worked and it went through, boom, I got a template, keep it. God said yes. And if it didn't, then I just said, hey, God's just I'm not ready for it yet. So just started changing things. And before you know it, boom. Okay, there it is. There's the rest. There's part 2, part 3, part 4, till it started morphing into what we're doing today.
That's what's up, man. That's awesome, man. Awesome.
Man.
Yeah. So just moving right into that. I like what you were saying, man, as far as you know, seeing it in your mind first. That's why I tell people, you know, what the mind can conceive, and if you can believe it, you can achieve it. It's really starts off with a vision. If a person can't see it, they can't see themselves doing it, then that's not gonna happen. First, you got to see it, and then you got to believe in it yourself first. You got to sell yourself first, and then boom, then it's gonna happen.
Exactly.
So moving more into it, man, you know, describe your business model, and, you know, just kind of tell a little bit about your business model. How does it work?
Sure. It's changed. Obviously it's different than just, you know, hey, back in the day when we got started, going to buy property, fix, flip, wholesale. Well, it wasn't even called wholesaling back then. Right. It was just creative real estate. Right. You know, you know, lease options and seller finance. So that was the whole goal. Is to get some properties, build your business, put it back in, and expand your business, start buying property, buy and hold, fix, flip, all that good stuff, you know, just in your own backyard. Didn't think about going into other states and stuff because the technology was a little different, right? Obviously, we had websites and stuff, so hopefully we're a little ahead of the curve back then doing that stuff. Everything we tried to put out was, you know, somewhat sexy, you know, as far as, you know, because I've seen some other crazy stuff out there where they had ugly green cards, says we'll buy your house. And I go, man, this marketing just looks like shit. Why would you want to even work with this, right? Things have changed a lot, obviously. So what our model is different, right? It's pretty much the same to a degree in regards to the private firm and buying property, right? Helping our sellers across America and here in our own backyard, buy, hold, fix, flip, all that good stuff. But then in 2010, we started changing things after the crazy cycle and the market crashed and started leveling out in 2010. Started hearing all these horror stories about, hey, I paid $50,000 for this training and mentoring. I paid another $30,000 for this. I paid $20,000 for this one, plus another $10,000 to set up my LLC, my business.
Oh wow!
Or, you know, $20,000. I got these websites all up and going, feeding it with a bunch of, you know, pay-per-click and all this good stuff. And then a year and a half, still the same thing. Have you done a deal? No, not yet. I'm still frustrated. I go, hey, I commend you for doing so. Sorry you spent so much money doing that. $50,000 will show you how to buy 5 properties in Ohio, or, you know, a property in the United States or here in California, right? When properties are going for 5, 6, 7, 800 to $1 million using leverage. So the model's changed a little bit, and I had to make that decision in 2010 because, you know, we kind of revamped everything. Came back as AHA, Americans Helping Americans. We still have National Real Solutions, and we buy houses, ugly ones too, cash or terms. And then in 2016, we launched our Cherry Coke, which is the American Mentee Program, or AMP Live, you know, and then AMP Live Media. So when we started doing that, you know, it morphed into what we're doing now. But it was a decision, right? Because we can have a brokerage, we can buy a brokerage, and we can, you know, babysit agents, or we can do the same thing. And I just got sick and tired of hearing those stories. So I go, well, do we want to do that? Is that something I want to do? Something that we want to do? And, you know, because, you know, when you got newbies or even seasoned investors who are not coachable or trainable, you have to deal with all that stuff, right?
Right.
So once I made the decision, same thing like before, okay, am I going to do this? Do I want to do this? said yes, committed, boom, there's no turning back, right?
Right,
That's
right.
just the way I'm wired, and probably other people are, maybe even yourself, right?
Yes.
So that's what we did. That's what I did. And then we just kept moving forward, testing. God does the work, boom, boom, and here we go. So our model is pretty much, we have a private real estate firm where we buy, fix, and flip. So we're in the business.
Right.
And then we take on a select few throughout the United States. It's a selection process. It started like that in 2010 all the way till now. And we're working on some coaching. We got coaching coming out, and obviously, you know, the 5-day challenge, 30-day challenge. We've been doing those challenges for a long time, since 2010. But our one-on-one, it's something that, how do we do something different, right? How do we give back without charging 50 grand to do this, right? What's really the value add here? What helped me? When I went back and looked at everything, it was a mentor. My mentor, Hal from House Houses, right? Yeah. God rest his soul, you know, but it's bringing tremendous value to him. So he's willing to work with me. And I got the creative real estate bug, right? He was buying properties, fixing them up, nice properties in retirement. He didn't need the money. He sold all his apartments from Manhattan Beach, went to the high desert. And I just ended up reading his ad, trying to sell him some inventory. And I asked him, hey, you know, what do you call it? You want to pick a millionaire's brain, offer to buy him lunch, man. So that's what I did.
Yes.
How can I buy you lunch? He said yes. I go, oh shit, okay. Now what do I do? Well, we got to go to lunch. Right. So our model's a little different, where we do true one-on-one mentoring, right? Nice. So we're not just in the field. We make our money doing deals, but we have one-on-one mentoring 7 days a week, which is nobody does that, right? It's usually one call a week. You know how it is. You know how that stuff goes.
Yeah. One call a week, or one call every other week.
Right, or every other week, or if you get a hold of them, or if they don't go MIA, because we've had that happen. You know, my mentor took off after 2 months. I don't know where he's at. You know, I go, or she sometimes too. We had one in San Diego where she was, hey, they all quit on her because she was giving them bad information and stuff on buying properties on the MLS, which is 2 or 3 years old, right? You know, so I was like, wow, okay. So that's what we wanted to do is one, really give back, right, to our fellow Americans. But how do we make it reciprocal, right? How do we bring in the loyalty and integrity and communication? Communication can break down, as you know, right? We can repair that. We all got families, right? Right. But the integrity and loyalty, you know, once those are broken, I can't swallow that pill. Maybe some others can. Then, hey, you don't call us, we don't call you. If you can punch your way out of a paper bag, let's work together. Let us help you get to where you want to get to, and you're going to pay it forward like I paid it forward with my mentor by making him. In exchange for that, he gave me a couple of bucks, right? And I got to continue to build my business, right? Right. So doing that, I go, okay. I looked at everything, looked at the system I built, and I was working on it. I go, well, let's bring it to the forefront, and let's work with mentees, and that's what we started doing. But without all the videos, right? You don't have 20,000 videos to watch. Right. There's not a bunch of PDFs to download. You know, it's like, let's get in, make this stuff happen. We're gonna do our calls. And if a deal comes down the wire, like today, Saturday, what are we going to do? We're going to work it. Let's get that some buck. Let's lock it up. And let's make some money. And let's do what we got to do. Those things are priceless. Would you not say?
Yeah. That's awesome, man. So as far as I know, a lot of people, you know, in this market where everything is selling overpriced, the whole country seems like is hot. It's on fire, man. It's just a seller's market all the way across the country. So what are you guys doing to attract deals? What kind of marketing are you guys doing in order to attract deals to you? Sure. What we're doing is what we call, something we coined, and probably other people call it whatever they want to call it, but we call it surfing for deals. We started that in 2010. It's pretty much just surfing for deals, like driving for dollars, or you know, exactly the same thing, but on a computer, right? Which can be done throughout the United States. But I always tell the mentee, hey, the grass is just as green on your side of the fence, right? So don't go over there trying to, I'm going to do virtual wholesale. That's cool. Right. Let's work a little first, right? Let's get your faculties and your foundation built first. Then you start veering off into other places, right? So we do surfing for deals. It's the quickest, the fastest way to get your phone ringing, to get the email blowing up and your text blowing up, and getting you to do what? Talking to sellers ASAP. So that's where we're finding deals. Of course, everything else works. Everything you do, if you hyper focus on one thing, on one vertical, it'll work. You just got to be consistent, right? If text works, ringless voices message works, right? Cold calling works, door knocking works, it all works. Direct sniper mail works. What we do is surfing for deals to get everybody up and running. So that's what's happening, is like the deals that are coming down the wire. And you know, we'll get the full submission. Once we get a full submission, we pull title, we look at it, and we decide if we're moving forward or we're just going to move on.
Either way, we give them a professional call back. So that's where we're getting properties. We're fishing in a pond where where fish are at.
Right.
So, and then, of course, we got to string our line properly, right? If we're going for trout, we're going for bass, you string it up a certain way, right?
Right.
So it's the same thing for single family distressed properties for sale by owners is what we're looking for, to go direct to the seller. And that's the first process on the first vertical. Okay. We're not much on driving for dollars, but if they do want to drive for dollars, we'll put a program together. So at least they're doing it correctly, right?
Right.
And building a team to do that stuff. And then we plug in with our plug and play, right? Lead gen page and all the other good stuff, right? As far as marketing and flyers and cards and rebranded, so we can make it as simple as possible to get into the market, right? To get into the market and industry quickly and fast.
Right.
But before we do all that, we have to, we got to get them trained up. We got to, do our first week, second week, third week role play, breaking down deals, and then surfing for deals. So that's how we're getting deals. Armand is surfing for deals.
Okay.
Of course, we're getting them through, data. Pulling the data, skip tracing, running our campaigns, and then when the campaigns come in, someone raises their hand, they're interested, then, hey, we get on it, right? We get on it ASAP, and then we go through the process. That's how we got that one that we're talking about earlier, right, in the Midwest.
Yeah.
That happened to be from data, skip tracing, and into a CRM or a dialer, dialing the shit out of those things, right? Back. The first people that dialed the first time around, nothing came out of it. Remember I was telling you.
Right.
The second time, not magic. You call it magic, but sometimes it feels like it, right? But there's money in the follow-up, brother, right?
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. Three potential deals came down the wire, and one wrote up and accepted. So now we got an offer in Missouri, our contract, right? So deals come down the wire that way, right? We got another mentee coming aboard, Northern California, old school. But we're going to work with him, man. He's probably in his 60s, whatever.
Okay.
But he's awesome at sales, right?
Nice.
He's got to reprogram his brain, get some of that old salesman stuff out of his head, right?
Right.
And put the art of the deal on his table. I said, if you're coachable and you can follow directions, we'll work with you. And we'll move forward. And he's willing to do what?
Sure enough.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
I said,
wow.
there's money there.
Yeah. Like you said, it all works.
It does, yeah.
Yes.
And especially, I guarantee it, man. People aren't doing it because, one, it's work, and people are afraid of the Chinese virus and stuff. And it's knocking on my door. I don't want to get shot or stabbed or killed.
Right.
Well, hey, he goes, I'll get out there. I'm going to make it happen. I said, okay.
Door knock. I like it. Now, just for the audience, surfing for deals. Surfing, can you define that exactly? What is it? Because I know surfing out there in the West Coast, y'all got the oceans, y'all do the surfing, but I don't see too many surfboards up in Detroit and Indianapolis.
Exactly, yeah, man.
So what exactly is that?
Well, think of it as the internet, right? When you're on the internet and you're on the internet, you're surfing for stuff. You can surf anywhere in the United States or the world, right?
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. So just hitting up all the FISBOs and everything. Yeah.
So you're surfing for deals on your laptop, surfing for deals on your phone. You're hitting certain websites that we turn you on to where obviously there's fish, right? And there's deals.
Yes.
But then we turn you on. We have templates that we've generated over the years, right? And we give them to our mentees and we train them. They copy and paste, do about 18 to 20 of those. You're going to get about 35% response rate. Boom, they're going to respond back. When they respond back, we got template number 2, copy and paste, put the address in there, answer their dang email, right? Because a lot of people just copy and paste. They think it's a bot. Oh, this is a scam or something. Answer their email, right? If they type something in there, type and answer their email, send template 2, and then boom. What'll happen is we're either calling those people out of the gate or they're shooting us the text or the mentee, or they're going to fill out that form in the comfort of their own home, right? 10, 15 minutes of their time. Super, super hot lead, right? Because they did that. Or if it looks super, you get the address and it looks hot, boom, what do? Let's get in there, let's take a look. Hey, we look at it, we pull title. Oh, there's some juice here. There's probably some issues. Check this out. All right, then get on the horn and call them ASAP and get a submission, right? So that's what we're doing with Surfing for Deals, is kind of connected to, the internet. We're going to go surfing on the internet. So it doesn't matter where you're at, from the East Coast to the West Coast to where you're located, right?
Right on.
Here, the world's a lot smaller.
Yeah.
So if it's just using some tools, but using a process to do the same thing, rinse and repeat. We'd have mentees who change it up because they're afraid of the template that we give them. I'm not sure if I should say that. Oh, I should take this out. And when they do that, guess what happens?
Doesn't work.
Exactly. Hey, I'm not getting any deals, or this is coming back, or they're saying this and that. Did you change any of it? Send over some of those. Let me look at them. Let us look at them. Right. Send them over, whoever's working with on mentoring and stuff, dude.
Right.
And that's what happens. They're like, oh, well, you changed it. Don't change it. Don't try to reinvent the wheel yet. Right. Why would you want to try to reinvent the wheel when what you don't know is what you don't know? So don't.
Right.
Do it, have it, make it happen. There's a method for the madness in everything we do, right? You know that. You know
Absolutely.
the hard deal, brother.
Yes.
Nothing is done for the hell of it, right?
Right.
There's always cause and effect. We're going to do something to get an outcome. A little sales 101, a little psychology. So that's what Surfing for Deals is. It's just an easy way to use your phone, laptop, iPad, and come for your own home. And instead of like driving for dollars all over the place, if you can do that, cool, then go for it, right? But you can do it right there on your phone or your computer, and then
absolutely.
But you got to be consistent. Answer the phone, right?
Answer
the emails,
right?
When you got all these deals coming in, then you're bitching and whining. Oh, I'm not getting any deals. Well, shit, you just let a giant list go by, right? You got to fill that pipeline, right? So that's what Surfing for Deals is. Yeah.
So we kind of talked about, the whole scope of the business, but what a lot of people like, they want to find out, like, what has been some of your, what is one of your biggest challenges? What is one of the hardest things you experienced since you've been in the business?
Hardest thing since I've been in the business?
Yes. Like whether it was dealing with, a difficult deal or, different challenges and whatnot, maybe, personal or business related. What's just been the hardest thing since you've been in the business?
I think the hardest thing was getting started, man, because it took a long time, right? It's getting that first deal or getting a deal period and, and the belief system and making sure that your mind's right, right? You got to have the right mindset. We talked about that earlier. Remember you said you got to believe it. If you don't believe it, how's anybody else going to believe that you're an investor, right? Right. How's anybody going to believe that this is what you got the money to do the deal or not, right? Right. So that was the hardest part, but I think I was set up for it because I was in training mode with my mindset. Think and Grow Rich, 17 Principles of Success, studying, visualizing, visualizing. And then when I moved from my corporate gig and decided to go with real estate and knew that it was real and made that commitment, right? That was the scary part. But then I go, wow, now I got to build this thing. Shit, who do I go I need an LLC. How am I going to rate? My deal's going to come from. What contracts do I use? All that beginning stuff, right, becomes and you're like, shit, what do I do? And that's and of course that being in the business, and I know you do kind of stuff that we're doing too, right? Where there's the bottom line is that it's the analysis of paralysis, right? Yes. It's the self limitations you put on yourself, the self doubt, and getting started and they going, oh, it didn't work. It's not that it didn't work, it's that you gave up. Right. So and that was I think the hardest part was getting started, getting the family to believe that, that it could be done, and the ridicule that came with it and everything, right? Even then, as the market changes and shifts, you got to change and shift because what you don't know is what you don't know going into different cycles and trends, right? Right. You go, man, I should have all the houses. Oh, I sold them. Or some of the people I worked with in the past, or even now, it's like, man, I lost my ass. I lost all my houses, went into bankruptcy and all kinds of shit, right? All the horror stories that go with it. But that I'd rather go in that direction, right? As I get you there. Yeah, I'm here. As a maverick, right? As a maverick, then follow the sheep. My thing is, look, I was working as a sheep. I was working in the system. I was working a job. And I said, I don't want to do that for the rest of my life because it's gonna kill me, right? I'm gonna have to go this route. At least if it's gonna kill me, then at least I'm gonna go in this route and I'm gonna do it my way. Kind of like the Elvis thing. I'll do it my way, right? Why did I do it? And I'm gonna die trying to do this. At least I'll feel better about doing that and forget the rest of the people that are gonna say, hey, having the negative effect on you or whatever it is. At the same token, not believing in you. The bottom line is to believe in yourself, no matter what. No matter what, you'll eventually get there. It's just time, brother. Time. Yep. And sometimes we start a little late. Look at Colonel Sanders, right? Yeah. That dude, he was old. He was older than dust. A billionaire, right? Right. And now we got young millennials, man. They're just blowing stuff up, wholesaling. Yes. Right? To the technology, it's the belief system. Yeah. So that was the hardest thing, man. I think was getting started. Okay. And then moving forward, and then I knew I needed systems And then when I found Hal, that was my godsend, right? I guess God put him there because I did all these other things.
Right.
He could, he didn't come in the beginning. He came after I did this and I did this and I did this, and I'm ready to give up. I'm going to cry like a little baby. Oh, it's not working. Oh, you know what I mean?
Right.
Ready. And then all of a sudden we kept moving forward. And then Hal came into my life, and that pretty much catapulted me into a whole different arena, man.
Yes.
And his wisdom, right, of 40 years being in the business. Of course, I had some other mentors that helped me with apartment buildings, things of that nature. But Hal, man, and he even said it. I didn't do anything. You did all the work. I said, yeah, man, but you allowed me to hear you.
Right.
Sit with you. I heard your inflections. I seen him work a deal and negotiate. I go, those things are priceless. Right.
Yes.
I couldn't pay somebody 20 grand, like Ron LeGrand or whoever back in the day, and get that. Because I was going to get the people reading out of a book.
Right.
Trying to train me and mentor me. I said, man, so that I think that's probably the hardest part. And then dealing with the cycles and trends when we started, changing, right? Man, I should have kept them. I would have had them. That would have got me through. And just certain things of, changing course. Stick to your guns. Don't change course. Stick to what you know. Believe in yourself. Even if it gets hard and you're going to fall on your face, get back up, fall on your face, get back up, fall on your face, get back up, but keep on rocking and rolling because it's better than doing this, right? Punch the damn clock.
Right.
Punch the damn clock, and be part of the system and shit, right? We're all gonna be part of the system, but at least have some freedom,
Yes.
Then you can spend that time. If you don't want to work that day, don't work.
That's awesome, man. That was gonna be my next thing, but I think you already answered what to tell to like a new person. Yes, So I guess if you want to just capture that again, like somebody brand new to the business, what would you share with a new person? What would you recommend that they do?
If they're getting into the business?
Yeah, brand new.
Yeah,
brand new.
Study, man. Yeah, just study, learn what's there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And make sure you understand what the business is about before you get into it. But you don't want to overdo it, and get your mind right. Mindset. Read those books, Think and Grow Rich, 17 Principles of Success, Napoleon Hill. Stick with the basics, and then go on to other books, right? Live it, believe it. Make those books your core, because you got to believe what's in there. If you believe what's in there, then it's gonna transfer into you, and you're going to start believing in yourself. You start thinking differently. Your train of thought will change as well. And then, but I think that doing that, man, and then doing some research, because you go into all these groups. Oh, I just locked up a deal. What do I do? So what are you doing locking up a deal and you don't even know what to frickin' do? Right. That's, that blows my mind, right? You understand what you're doing? These are people who need help. These are people who want to sell their property. You better bust your butt to make things happen. Don't go to a Facebook group and try to look for answers. Right. Yeah. Right. So I say, learn all the mechanics. That's what I did. I learned the mechanics. I learned the real estate side, the traditional side. I got into the bird dogging thing. Then I became, started locking up contracts. And then when I met Hal, I got the creative real estate bug, and I started doing trust and sub 2 and seller financing, and never looked back after that. Right. So it's a natural progression. So I would say, get your mind right, get your soul right, and study. When you're ready for something, then get into it and start paying for your education, right? Yes. One way or another. Or bring tremendous value. There's no excuses. I don't have any money. I can't do this. Well, you know what? You'll do your best work if your back's up against the wall, right? Yep. And then go ahead and go in there and do what you need to do and offer tremendous value, no matter what it is. Do or die. And not everybody has a do or die mentality. That's why they end up failing, or they get lucky. And that's cool too. Hey, whatever works. But that's my advice. Yeah.
So in closing, like what kind of books or audios or videos that you listen to or watch to keep the motivation going? What are you listening to right now that's really good? Maybe some of the listeners could kind of tap into to kind of get them motivated, get them pumped up. Sure, man.
Well, to get them pumped up is one thing. To keep yourself pumped up is another, right? Like for me and for yourself, right? Right. I always say start off with Think and Grow Rich. Move to 17 Principles of Success is the second book by Napoleon Hill, right? Not second book technically, but keep that as your business resource, not to replace your regular Bible, right? But use it as a business Bible. Then there's another one, I believe it's called, I forgot something morning. I don't have it on my mind or have it exactly, but it's kind of has to do with your morning ritual, right? Yes. You get the morning, you got your visualization, you got your affirmations, and you got your gratitude, you pray or whatever, meditate, whatever works for you, scribe and write. Take some you time, and then get ready to take on the day, right? Or take on the week or month and get into that zone, right? Like you're
Yes.
talking earlier, right?
Yes. Yes.
Zone, brother,
The flow.
right? The flow zone.
Yeah.
So that's what it's about, man. And you got to do that, because if you don't do that, no one's going to do it for you.
Right.
So read those books, and don't just read it one time. Read it once, then read it a second time, then read it a third time, and then start writing in that book and make it your own. And yes, you can do audios. People are, I'd rather do audios, right?
Right.
When you're doing audios, it's downloading, but you're also doing all kinds of other things.
Right.
So it's getting all scrambled until you have the right recall to pull it up. And that's how we mentor and train, right? We work with the subconscious mind, and then we push it up into the conscious mind, right? And we rinse and repeat and then those triggers will get your aha moments going, right? Like, oh, now I understand. Now I understand. Oh, that's why you're telling me to get all the first and the second and all this other information, right? Amen, brother. Yes.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
But yeah, but that's pretty much it, man. I'm not much of a YouTube person because I don't got enough time to watch videos and all that good stuff. So other people maybe do. But books, read, audio, anything you can absorb, to keep your mind rocking and rolling, and work on that morning ritual. Yes, is what I would suggest, and just keep doing that, man. And then remember, when God sends you boats of opportunities, you just got to have the eyes open, right?
Yes.
And be able to recognize when they're there.
Right.
So that's it.
I love it, man. I love it. So now is the best part of the program, man. How can people find you? Go ahead and promote your program, your mentee. You got some awesome stuff going out there. So how can people connect with you? How can they find you? How can they get more of you? So how can they get in touch with you?
Sure. Well, obviously Facebook and social media, man. You can go to www.amplive.net. amplive.net, and obviously the programs on there, stuff that we do, some testimonials. Facebook, it's the same thing. It's Amp Live, right? Or it's AHA Amp. You'll find the Facebook page, or join the group if you can. And we're always posting stuff. Obviously, there's YouTube, same thing. It's I believe it's AHA Amp or something. I don't even know what the acronyms are, so sorry about that, man. But maybe if we do this and we put it on some links or something down there, you have my information. We'll share that with you. PM us. We're approachable, right? And let's see if we're a good fit. If we're a good fit, we'll chat, we'll talk. If you can punch your way out of a paper bag, follow directions, right? Be coachable, take action, show up to the party. Then we're going to rinse them. We're going to actually talk about those results, because you'll get them, right? Then once we talk about those results, we'll rinse and repeat, and we'll continue to do that. And pretty much that's how it works if it's a good fit in regards to the one-on-one mentoring. If you got deals and things of that nature, hey, you know what? Wright's there. He's doing deals and fixing and flipping and buying and holding all that good stuff. Yes. Same thing here. If you see deals, send them to us. We have another website. It's called AmericansHelpingAmericans.net. That's where the inventory goes, and that's our private firm, AHA, AmericansHelpingAmericans.net. One American at a time, one property at a time, one family at a time.
Yes, sir.
Get America back on track, right, brother?
Yes.
That's the mission statement and cause, and hopefully you're doing so. I know you are, man, so I appreciate your time here, Mr. Wright, at the end of the day. And, this is what it's all about. We can touch people's lives now, and the world's a lot smaller. So it's our goal is to help our fellow Americans in any capacity, whether it's buying, selling, flipping, getting to the investment business, and just getting them out of the rat race, man. And just one deal can help them out, change their life, right? So as always, I always say, man, without further ado, rock and roll in all that you do. In God we trust. AHA, Americans Help Americans Amp Live, the right flow, right, brother?
All right.
So that's basically what we're doing. And I do appreciate your time. I really do.
Hey, man, I appreciate you, man. And that's pretty much going to conclude the interview, man. I really appreciate it, man. We got to connect again sometime, man. Maybe after a little while, we do another one of these. Yeah,
let's do another one. I love to talk about you. I want to hear your story, although I know it, but let's get it on. Let's get it on tape, brother. Just make it happen.
Yeah, just let me know, man. Let me know. We make it happen.
All right, sounds good.
Okay, well, hey, thanks, man. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Let's see.